Okay, so here I am in May of 2000. God, I can't. 2020. It's 2020, and I'm gonna give you a little thing about how I make my macaroni and cheese. Now, you can make macaroni and cheese in any way you want to. Okay, I'm not saying mine's the best, but this is how I do it. So first of all, my name is Lynn, and how you doing? And this neck is called a bullfrog neck, and I'm looking to get an operation. I was supposed to go on April 16th, but well, lockdown, we can't go. So anyway, so I'm going to be using elbow macaroni, which is basically what everyone uses. Okay, I've already made it. It's over there in a pot and everything. So, and you can use any kind you want. I mean, I was tempted to use my whole wheat. Now, basically, in my cabinet, you're only going to find whole wheat or three tricolors or vegetable pasta. Yeah, you won't really find the white pasta. Actually, giving up white pasta was one of the ways I lost 60 pounds. I used to be like 283, and I'm down now, 223, which I'm really happy about. Okay, and I'm looking to lose more, especially this neck. We really want to use this neck. Okay, so you can use any kind of pasta you want. I, for one, would probably use this, but I might be using the whole wheat. But I might since I'm making one of those big, what do you call it? Like lasagna pans. Was it 9 by 12 or something? It's a little bit too much for one person. So I'm on Social Security, so I can't buy all these name brands, okay? So I like to use seasoning in everything I use. Now, I've got seasoned salt, and I've got pepper and garlic powder, not garlic salt, and regular salt, okay? So, and I have 4 cups of milk in this pan. Okay, can I show you the pan? All right, it's the pan right here. And I'm going to put that on low, okay? Because I don't like putting, cold milk using cold milk. I like it to be a little bit warm, And I've got cheeses. Now, being on Social Security, I go to food pantries. So luckily, the food pantry had, I'm like I said, in my 60s, so I remember government cheese. There's a story. I was living with a friend of mine, and we were sharing a house. It was me and my son and her 2 children. And we both went to get the government cheese, and she came back with like 3, and I came back with like 5. And she says, well, what did you say? I said, well, they asked me how many people in the house, and I said 5. I was like, she says, no, they meant in your family. I said, well, they didn't say that. They said in the house. They didn't say in the family. In my family, they didn't say how many in my family. Oh, look at his hair. Yeah, we got to do something. We've got to get I'm going off track here. We really got to get the hairdressers going. They're going to be yelling at us because we know. I mean, I cut it a little bit. Okay. So they have government cheese. And government cheese is good cheese. It's not bad. It's really cheese. And that's one of the things too. In my house, you will never find. In my place, I don't know how long I've been doing it. I used to be on WIC. I got WIC, and WIC requires you to get real cheese. If you go and buy those already singles, that's not cheese. That's cheese food. Okay, it has to be the block, and each cheese comes apart. And basically you have to find something else to wrap it in so it doesn't go bad. So anyway, and normally I grate it all and everything, but I've got it broken up, and I got the block cheese and I broke it in little pieces. This should work for me. This should melt good. And I added mozzarella. Now that's another story. I went to go get the mozzarella, and it seems the stores are, raising the prices. And I went to get the block of mozzarella to grate it myself, which is, I would normally do. But it was $4. $4 for a freaking block of mozzarella. But $1.49 for the already shredded. All right, okay, I'll get over my little preservative thing and stuff, and I used it. And another thing is, there's a little Parmesan in this bowl of cheeses I have here. Okay, and I mixed it all together, and I like to season it, so I seasoned it with a little pepper, a little garlic powder and stuff. I didn't put any salt because it's got a lot of salt. I'm not afraid of salt. I don't have a problem with salt, as I don't have high blood pressure. Actually, I have low blood pressure. Okay, so I make a roux, and I make the roux with butter. Always butter. I like butter, okay? Because it's a nice buttery taste. And I have 4 tablespoons of butter, and I have like 4 tablespoons of flour. Okay, you really can't see, but I'm holding the thing up. Okay, and I use onions. Now I'm using red onions, And you can use any type of onion that you want to. So what I'll do is I will start my, I can't move my this camera around, because if I do, it's set right now that it's nice, it's a nice height. And what I'll do is I will saute the onions in the butter, add the flour little by little, and keep mixing it to make a roux. Okay? And having trouble, there it goes, my thing just turned on. I'll add 1 pat of the butter in the pan and let that start to melt a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave you just a minute to get something. Yeah, I'm not finding what I want. Okay. And, oh, okay. Let's see here. All right, sorry. What I'm doing here is I'm spraying the pan I'm going to use, because it's just, you know, and spray it with, like I said, use anything, a spray. I like to use a butter flavored. I'm sorry I missed you back there. Like I said, I can't move this around too much. Look at these eyebrows. Okay. Yeah, I've had these eyebrows. My son has the same eyebrows. Now, him, it looks gorgeous. Me, ugh. Yeah. So anyway, I got the pan, and I'm putting the onions into it. Okay. And I will grab a fork. You know. And so, like I said, saute that around just a little bit. Okay. And then I will add in the rest of the butter. Okay. Now, like I said, I like to use a lot of seasoning. So I'm going to season the flour. I will season the flour with a little bit of garlic powder and black pepper. Okay. Let's mix that up a little bit. See, I'm mixing it up a little bit. So the onions and the butter are in my pan here. My pan. Okay, yeah, they're in there. So, like I said, if you want to look down into it, and I don't think you really look down into it. Basically, you know what butter and onions look like when they're, you know. And you know when you cook, you don't need exact measurements. It's when you do baking, okay, that you need exact measurements. So don't worry about, like, do I need all this stuff? Do I need this and that? All right, so I've got that sauteing, and I'm adding a little bit of flour each time. And I'm stirring it up to make my roux. And the roux makes it so that it thickens up the your sauce, your cheese sauce. Okay? So like I said, I've got also the milk in the pan over here. Just warm it up a little bit. Okay? And what I'll do is, so let's, yeah, we're doing this. I got this heat is a little bit too high. You don't want to start, you know, you want it to be like about low, medium low, something like that. Yeah, see, look at that. See my, and I'm one of those people that have things on top of my refrigerator. Yeah, for me, it's it's some bowls and whatever, and my refrigerator is full of pictures and I don't know what's on there. There's all kinds of stuff on there, you know. Let's see what's this. We can't really walk away from this too much. Can you see back here? Way far away. I have to bring it closer. Anyways, pictures of my son and my family and friends and, you know, stuff like that. Just things I like to have on my refrigerator. Some people don't like things on the refrigerator. I do. I like to have things, you know. So I'm still here trying to make this roux. And I'm getting a little ahead of myself, and I just added a little bit too much flour in there, but it'll get in there. Okay, so now what I'll do is, I've got that warm milk. I turned the milk off and move it over to this other, to the same, what is that thing called? Burner, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. And I move it over to the burner that I was doing the roux with, all right? And I'm going to add a little bit of, wait a minute, I'm going to need a spoon. Yeah, here you go. Like I said, I think my roux is a little bit too thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit of milk to it. Okay, and that'll soften it up. Okay, so You don't want it to be, you want to make sure the flour gets cooked, or you will have a floury taste. I like to use cornstarch too. You can use cornstarch instead of flour, which I've heard is a lot better, and I've used it. But I just happen to have flour. Actually, I got a little. So I'm putting that roux in with the milk, okay? And throw in the pan over here. And I'm going to stir that up, okay? Get that in there, all right? And I'm going to turn, the heat's on low. Okay, right now the heat is on low, all right? And, let me wash my hands a little bit, so. Okay, so anyway, I've got the cheese. And here's the cheese. And again, I'm going to add a little bit of cheese at a time in here so it starts to melt. Because like I didn't really grate this cheese. I just cut it up in little tiny, well, maybe that's not little tiny, maybe that's not so tiny, into tiny pieces and stuff. And I'm putting it into the milk to start making the cheese sauce. And I say and a lot, don't I? It's like and. My God, how many times can you say and? It's like ridiculous, isn't it? I've got, I've got the macaroni right here. I'm putting the macaroni back into the pot. Oh, shoot. Alright, I'm putting... Woo! Okay, put the macaroni back into the pot so I can add the cheese sauce to it. Alright, I messed up. I messed up something here. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to use that small little spoon. I go back and get this larger spoon here. I'm using this tablespoon. It's not working good. Okay, get that there. Oh, okay, we'll get to that later. You know, things drop on the floor and you throw it in the sink and you wash it. Oh God. Yeah, I'm old. I'm grumpy. Yeah, I'm grumpy and I'm grumpy and groaning and all kinds of crap. You know, that's how you get when you're old. So anyway, I'm adding up the cheese into here, trying to get it in here and start to melt. Got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to be doing my dishes pretty soon here. A lot of dishes. You always got to clean up. You can clean up, but you can also, get the dishes done. All right, so I don't have a dishwasher. Just me. Just these two hands right here. Oh, gosh. See that? Oh, man. I'm just a mess, ain't I? All right. Okay, now. So the cheese in there starts to melt. You get your cheese sauce. Okay, yeah. All right, get this out of here. You know what? I used 4 cups of milk, and maybe I didn't need to use that much because it seems very liquidy. All right, it's not melting too good. So maybe I'm going to take my spoon and I'll place it on top and grab a little bit of milk out of there. I gotta have somewhere to put this milk into. Okay. Get rid of this excess milk. I'm taking out a little bit of the milk at a time. See, basically what you do is, here, I'll bring the pan over and show you. You just, can you see? You just bring it down and you grab. You're not grabbing the cheese, you're just grabbing the milk, okay? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used that much milk. My recipe, I'm pretty sure I always used 4 cups. Maybe it was only 3, I don't know, 2? I don't know. You're basically trying to make a cheese sauce, so you don't want... So I'm still trying to get this cheese to melt. It's not melting as like I want it to. So I'm going to let it sit there for a minute. Anyway, so I make the cheese sauce. I might take more milk. I haven't got all the cheese in there yet either. I'm going to pour the rest of the cheese in there. Okay. So then I've got the oven on 350. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll make that cheese sauce and I'll add it to the macaroni, mix it all up. and I'll pour it into the pan, not the pan, the casserole, right? So called, you know, the this here, my 9x12. So now I got this milk. It's kind of like it's seasoned milk. I could use it for something. Oh, I could use it for I could add an egg and do French toast. Yeah, because I like savory French toast. See, I don't like it when, I have a dear friend, and she got me into nutmeg instead of using cinnamon. I use cinnamon, but I ran out of nutmeg, so I forgot when I went to the store. You know, we go to the store, you make a list, and you still forget things. So I've got the cheese sauce going here, and basically that's about it. I'm just gonna let this cheese sauce start melting. It's on low, and I'll mix it. I'll put it in this pan. The oven's on 350, and I'll put it in the pan, and I'll come back and I'll maybe show you what happened. So anyway, my name is Lynn, and I just want to show you how I did my macaroni and cheese. Make it your way. Do whatever you want. Any kind of pasta. You can use the standard elbows. You can use a whole wheat one, rotini, or even whole wheat elbow if you get them. Now like I said, I like to season as I go. I'm not afraid of salt. I don't have a problem with salt. I do everything. And garlic powder, not garlic salt, okay? Because I think it's got more flavor. Okay, and you can even use real garlic if you want to. And I like onions and stuff. So, yeah, just basically have fun with it. Don't let anybody tell you that it has to be this way. I never got into that eggs. I learned later on that there are people who put eggs, and I don't get that. I don't understand the whole concept of it. And I once got this recipe. It was from a known guy on what's that food thing, whatever it's called. Yeah, he had this recipe, and it called for sweetened condensed milk. And I said, now how can you use sweetened condensed milk? That stuff is so thick and so sweet. Well, dummy me, I did it. I threw the whole thing away. I was so mad. Being I'm on a budget, and I brought all this stuff. I wasn't able, oh God, I was yelling all kinds of things at this man. And I said to myself, I'll never follow that man again. So I did some more research on his recipe. It came out, there was another version of it. He said sweetened condensed milk, but he said evaporated milk. He said condensed milk. Now, I grew up, my father used evaporated milk in his tea every morning. And I know the difference between sweetened condensed and evaporated. Evaporated is evaporated milk. It's not a condensed. And to me, it's not sweet. Maybe it is sweet to some people. Maybe I have too bad of a sweet tooth. I don't know. Maybe I have that much of a sweet tooth that I don't think it's sweet. But anyway, I followed his recipe, and I did not like it. And I never, be careful about following people's recipes and so how can you make, it was horrible. Anyway, like I said, I'm still trying to melt up the cheese here. Very, very slowly. It's on low. I keep going and stirring the pot, stirring up the pot here. And I still think there's too much milk in here. And so I'm using that. Oh, see, here I am again. See? So I'm going to go in again and take a little bit. Oops. Let me just do there. Oh, goodness gracious. I got milk all over the counter. Oh my God. Okay, here you go. So, yeah, I putting that milk in that container that I can hold on to and use that milk. Like I said, make some mac and cheese out of it. And oh, look, it's you're not seeing this, but I'm seeing this, and it's really not right for you not to see it. But I'm sorry, I'm not a what do you call it? What is this? A video person. Yeah, I'm not savvy in moving my stuff around. I'm using my tablet, and it's set up on top of my microwave. And I had to put something behind it to raise it up, so, I was holding down here and like this, and, that's not right. So, Anyway, so the cheese is still made. And I'm just rambling on and on and on. And so, okay. Just know that, that's how I make macaroni and cheese. All right. Have a pleasant day.